What's up, family? Time for another Tech Bite Tuesday. I wanted to share with you guys a really simple but really effective way for us as parents to manage our kids' accounts. Now, this is for my PC family, my PC friends here. If you're using a Windows 10 device, you know, if it's a Windows 10 device, if you look down here, you got this little start bar on the side, you are on a Windows device. If you have that big old Apple on the side, this is not for you. And if you're using a Chromebook, again, this is not for you as well. This is for my Windows folks. But I want to show you guys, as parents, how can we manage our kids' accounts in a very simple way. But it starts here with this step of creating a kid's account. Now, I know for many folks, we just have the PC set up in some place in the house with a laptop. Everybody just uses it. Everyone logs in with the same login. We just kind of, move the mouse and boop, we're on the computer and we're using it. And that's cool and all, but what that ends up doing is that all of our stuff is all merged. So if I have 3 or 4 other people in the house and they're all jumping on there, anything that one user does is going to mess me up. And as a parent, I want to be able to kind of manage and monitor what's going on. So I want to have cool tools like being able to, limit certain websites or limit certain applications, or, decide when, you can have screen on time versus screen off time. So in order to do this, there's a little bit of setup that we need to do. So this video this week, or this little Tech Bite Tuesday, we went video style instead of just typing this out because it's easier to show it to you. And this is going to be a kind of a 2-part thing. So I'm going to, pick up on the application next week. So we're going to set this up today, and then next week we're going to show you guys how to really make this thing fly. So starting off, what we want to do is on that PC, you logged in, you have a login right now that you used. Hopefully you set up like a Outlook account to, or whatever, to jump into your PC. But what I want to do is I want to go to that account and I want to click on, so when I click on this little start menu down here, I'm going to go up to my name, and as you can see, I have one other person that's allowed to log into this space. Many of us just set it up so that the second user is a guest, and we don't want that. We want our kids to actually have an account on the PC. So in order to do that, I'm going to go up to change account settings, and then you notice I have this list of stuff here. I want to go to family and other users. Now from here, I can see all of these folks that I've put into my family account. Okay, so these folks are on this account that I've already created. Now to add somebody to the family account is very simple. I just go ahead and click add a family member. And if I have a spouse, it's very simple. I could just enter their email address into here and boop, they log in. Now we have access to their account. They can now use this computer using their own personal, email account to join up onto this computer. Again, really good idea to keep things separate. But now I want to add a account or create an account for my child. So I can do this by just clicking on create an account for my child, as you see there, and I just follow through the steps. So it's going to walk me through step by step on how to set this up. We put in the age, we put in the information, and boop. Now this child is now a part of my family account. Now, what does that allow me to do? Like I said before, it's going to give me the option here to identify which applications they can use. It sets content filters. It allows me the opportunity to, turn on and off access to certain devices in the house based on, the limits that I want to set up, the limitations that I have. So it's a lot of good use in this space. And the other major benefit for this is once it's set to a child's account and it's separate again from your personal account. Many of us do our work, or we're working from home right now, and we don't want, Tommy or Eli or any of our kids to jump onto the computer and, sign into our work accounts and mistakenly send something via email to our whole department or something silly like that. So it's similar to what you guys do or what we do when we log into our PCs at work. We have a unique identifier, unique password that's for us. So when we jump onto a computer, we can use that. So we're basically doing the same thing here inside our houses. And instead of having this massive IT department, Microsoft made it really simple for you to be the IT department for your little clan, your little house there. So you can see down here as well, you can also add someone else to the PC. Normally I will do this if, let's say I have a visiting family member or something like that, they're only going to be here for a little while. I usually set up a quick guest access or allow them to log in using their account, and then as soon as they're gone, I delete that account just so I don't have it on my PC. But you can also set that up from here as well. Once this is all set up, if I click on the Manage My Family Settings online, it opens up this website. Okay. Now from this website, you can see all my family members up top here, and I can scroll through, see all their stuff. The wonderful, wonderful part of this is that for those of you guys who are in the space where you not only have a PC, but you also have a gaming console, one gaming console, an Xbox. It doesn't matter if it's a 360, Xbox One, or you were balling and you got yourself one of them new Xboxes. If you have an account with, or your kid is using one of those types of devices, that information, if you use that sign-in that you use for Xbox when you set the person up in the space, so if you wanted to, let's say your kid already has an Xbox account, you can add that family member just using their Xbox account. All right. And the reason why I want to do that is because now not only do I have access to, maintaining their PC time, but I also have from this space as well. So I'm going to go over to Eli, click on Overview, and I can drill right into not just his, PC time, but also his Xbox time. So I can see which Xboxes he's used, which devices he's used, how much time he's using on those devices. And when I go through the process of setting this up and I set his age up in the software, which is a good thing to do because Microsoft will automatically set content filters for your child. And this content filter doesn't just only apply to games, it definitely applies to the games, but also it applies to applications on the Xbox. So let's say Eli goes upstairs, he wants to watch something on Netflix. I don't want him seeing all of the Netflix videos. The wonderful thing about this is that if he's logged in, it doesn't matter if he clicks on my profile on Netflix. For those guys who use Netflix, you know what I'm talking about. They can go to any profile they want. If he clicks on my profile, it will still blot out any of those videos that he's not supposed to be able to see. So anything above his age range, it's not going to be able to be seen by him. Just for those of you guys who do have an Xbox, you do use it for your own personal Netflix binge watching, keep in mind that every once in a while you might have to go in there and sign out your kid, because I've been on there why am I only seeing these kid shows? I knew there was something great that we were talking about at work and I wanted to see it and it's not available to me. What's going on? It's probably because your kid is still logged into the device. So you just log them out and then all of your stuff comes back. So that's one of the big features that I love about it. It makes it really, really hyper simple for us to, manage that stuff without having to constantly be around and looking over everybody's shoulder while it's happening. So we turn it over to this application here. The other cool thing about this is that I can also set individual app limits or blocks on certain things. So let's say for this scenario here, Eli is age 7. Minecraft though is rated for age 10 and up. But I actually like it. We actually all play Minecraft together in the house together, and I love for the fact that we can play this game. It's fun, it's friendly, and he enjoys it. So I can actually go in here and I can allow this app if I want to, so he can use it, and I don't have to keep giving him permission to use it. I just want him to be able to use it. I went ahead and allowed it. Or as you can see here, I can block that application. Now if you don't have to go through and go game by game and do this. If a game comes up that Eli wants to play, he clicks on it and it will say, hey, this is above your age range, do you want to ask your parents' permission? And then they'll say yes, and then you will get an alert on your side on your PC, or as I'm going to show you next week, on your phone, where you can just go ahead and accept that or deny it based on that. And this is one of the big reasons why I love this application, is because it starts the conversation. A lot of times we're busy, we're doing stuff, and we don't know that our kid is on a rated M game and they're only 8, 7, 6, and they can't go to bed tonight. Why? What did you do? I don't know. I played hey, Doom. They're freaking out. So you definitely want to, set this up for just that reason alone. Then some of the applications like, Fortnite or something like that, I allow him to play when we're together, but I don't want him playing it when we're not there. And you can do that as well. Or let's say your kid is getting way too deep into an application or into applications themselves or on the Xbox too long, and you want to, use that as a tool for learning. Hey, listen, we're not going to use Fortnite for the next few weeks or the next few days because of yada yada. You can go in and block that application for a time period or set a limit on it. So I don't want you playing, endless hours in the middle of the night while everyone is sleeping. I want to set a limit for you, and I can go ahead and set that limit. So you get 45 minutes a day that you can play that game. Mind you, if he doesn't use the 45 minutes, it doesn't matter, but up to 45 minutes. And then at that point, what the application will do is it will say, let's say he's in the middle of a really, as my son would say, sweaty battle, and he needs an extra 5 minutes. He can go ahead and send me an alert right on the app. It'll actually give him a countdown, like, hey, you only have like 10 minutes left. Do you want to ask for more time? He can go ahead and send it. And if it's a day where everything's going good, he's done a great job today, I can go ahead and say, you know what? Yeah, go for it. Get the extra 10 minutes and do your thing. So really, really nice, easy to set up. And as you can see there, great building tools there for us to kind of keep track of what's going on with our kids. The other thing that I love about it is the content filters also apply to usage of the Microsoft Edge browser. So if they're on an Edge browser, which by the way, if you aren't using it anymore, I know folks are like, oh, I don't want to use Edge. We're used to Internet Explorer, and Internet Explorer was it was bad. I won't lie to anybody. But Microsoft Edge now, the new Edge, is actually really, really, really awesome, really robust. I use it primarily most of the time because it's gotten so good and so easy to use. So definitely what I love about it as well is that when my kids are on their devices, when they're using the Edge browser, this will also apply those filters, those content filters across that browser as well, so they can't access anything inappropriately. And if you really wanted to go digging, you can actually see, hey, he was searching for such and such, and that's not a good thing. So you can go ahead and check that out as well. Then underneath that, you do have the option there for spending, which if you are looking for some positive ways of reinforcement, which I am a big fan of, you can go ahead and say, hey, guess what? You guys did an amazing job this week, and what I'm going to do is, instead of like the old school, I'm going to give you a $5 allowance, I'm going to give you a $5 digital allowance. So I can go ahead and add Microsoft account money. Well, it's real money, so I can give you a couple of bucks, and you can go ahead and use that in your app store. So you can go ahead and download an application, or not download an application, but you can go ahead and buy in-app stuff. So Matthew uses his a lot for like Fortnite stuff and extra skins, and Eli uses his a lot for Minecraft stuff and buying extra worlds and things like that. So it's a really cool thing. Again, I wouldn't dump like $100 in here, but $2-3 isn't a bad thing. And they like to kind of build it up. And if they, sometimes they'll even ask grandma, grandpa, hey, could you go ahead and give me Microsoft money instead, because I want to buy something online. So it's a good way of having it there, and you can see it all here. You as the parent could manage that. You can work through that process together. And when your kiddo becomes a grown person, they can go ahead and you can actually just flip this over and give them the opportunity to keep this on their side. So it's a really, really nice way to kind of keep their digital citizenship all in one big package for you as a parent, and make it really, really simple for you to kind of follow along with what they're doing, instead of having to like literally sit over them and watch everything that's going on. And next week, when we get back together for the next Tech Bite Tuesday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to do all of this cool stuff. Now that it's all set up, they have their own login. They can log into the computer on their side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to now take all this coolness and wrap it up onto an app on your phone, where you don't even have to be near the computer. You can just be walking around your house. Hey, boop, no more Xbox time. Go do some studying, and it's done. I love it. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that next week. I hope this information helps you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and we will talk next time.